Alright, we're picking up where we left off. We were, I believe, looking for Snake. Which is another run around the,
Alright, we should go too.
Everywhere.
Yes, let's go! But where should we start?
Let's see.
I don't know why this is the only one that's not grayed out, but
We should go check out that hallway with all the rooms.
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
And yeah, she follows us around for a bit. Which is fine.
Oh, it's Ace.
Out of them further down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? I honestly don't know if there's a difference, but we're gonna see
Let's
what the
go.
fuck Ace is up to.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it?
Isn't it obvious he's still
I
missing?
assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Right.
I do not like that. That face that she's... Okay.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
That's a...
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? The question somehow seemed odd to Junpei.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Now that you mention it?
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was... Oh my god, I can't read it again. Or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Junpei did his best to clear his
All right,
mind.
where should we go next?
Let's go to the casino.
Let's go take a look around the casino.
Okay, let's go.
They're quick in their pace and headed for B-Deck. B-Deck. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. Sitting against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Damn, Junpei, shut your tits.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
Oh,
I don't think that's the problem.
damn.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Sure.
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital root would be 1.
Yeah?
But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room.
There is a number 1 door. We're not there yet.
The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
So who do we want to take
Then
with
we
us?
add another person.
Huh?
We just gotta figure out whom based on the door. I honestly can't remember if it's technically possible to go with Lotus and June through a door. I don't remember if they share an escape room.
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
She likes him. Ooh, shit.
If we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8, the digital root of...
4 of them can go through the number 8 door.
Wait a
But
minute. What about the other 4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why don't you add them up?
that was simple enough.
1 plus 2 plus 3, and 1 plus 0. The digital root for the...
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room,
We
right?
established this.
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us.
Don't fucking lie to me.
I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Damn. Judging her because she's kind of a bitch sometimes? Damn.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because you're
You
so
remember,
rude.
don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
That is true.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought Seven with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9.
True.
It is hidden, but seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah, that's right. The digital route for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
Let's scratch the back of her ear.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said, nor did she seem particularly surprised.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what she said was true, but how Lotus could remain so cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him. I probably
Is that really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that?
This whole 3 people dying seems so minuscule in comparison to Zero Time Dilemma, where the game straight up just like killed 6 people. Otherwise, you're literally not getting off this fucking boat. It's not a boat in Zero Time Dilemma, but you know, whatever.
That's just...
Lotus's forehead furrowed.
Do you think I could have a moment alone? There are some things I need to think about.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
No shit.
Yeah.
His steps sluggish. Oh my god, I'm about to sneeze. Damn it. It's one of those sneezes that gets away from you. As I say it, it comes back. What the fuck? Pessimism will get you nowhere.
Regardless,
He forced a bit of a smile and turned to... Aw.
let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yes, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Yeah. Alright, where should we go next?
Let's go to the first place.
Let's go take a look at the first-class cabin. It's really close.
I turned around and took off down the hallway to the left. Outside the first cabin, outside the first class cabin, they found Clover standing in front of the wall. Oh, baby. Staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? If we talk to her, she's gonna blow us off, but we're gonna talk to her.
Are you
anyway.
alright?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but...
He could think of no words that didn't say hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to be very close to.
Alone.
Her voice was thin, barely audible.
Alone.
Hmm?
Alone. I said leave me alone!
Suddenly, she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off! Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Junpei was taken aback. Such anger and hate. And Chu's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Did you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
Alright, let's go, June.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I turned and left Clover. As I did, Junpei glanced back over her shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed. That's a mood.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
Snake for Clover's sake. He just push away the misery and depression and force a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
Did we already go to the casino?
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
I thought I went to the casino, didn't I?
Let's try somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's just go back to the
Hey,
hospital room.
why don't we go back?
Sure, let's go.
They ran down the stairs.
Hey, wait. That's...
On the way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? We're gonna talk to him. Junpei and June walked up to Santa.
What are you doing?
Just vibing.
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head.
I don't know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
I mean, why is Lotus's name there? I can understand Snake and Zero and someone else, but let's just say Snake for the fuck of it.
Well, it seems like it would have to be Snake, wouldn't it? Maybe he got back here before any of us. He found the parts somewhere, put them back, and then went through one of the numbered doors.
Except you can't do that.
No, that's not possible. You have to authenticate with at least 3 people, or the red won't open the door. There's no way a single person could get through there by themselves.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It was a stupid mistake, and Junpei knew it. How he made just a foolish miscalculation. And Santa noticed so quickly. Perhaps he just wasn't as clever as he used to be. Damn. Junpei shook his head sadly.
So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
Bingo! We have a winner.
But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
Yeah,
But why?
no idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else. Something bad.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding.
I really like Santa's voice. I didn't even appreciate it really until this playthrough.
Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah,
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. Really? When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You've gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
Heh. With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away.
And that's that, I guess.
Yep. June smiled awkwardly. That was very awkward. I think we did everything, so we're gonna finish. Snoke was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lotus looked around at the 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
And we can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, 7 spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's going to go through which door.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. That does not sound like what clicking high heels against wood would sound like, but okay.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Sacrifice!
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
Granted, option 2 there is literally impossible, so... We combine 3 people with teams of 4 and 3. I mean, I think that's possible, right? I like how I answered both of these, apparently. I'm just gonna say she was right. Wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way the numbers worked out. If one group was 4, and the other would always have to have a digital route that didn't match the door. When Sevit spoke, his voice was strained.
Then... you're saying we got to decide who's going to stay behind.
I mean, they say that, like, deciding, but really you have to calculate the numbers and figure out how you would actually get the 2 teams through those specific doors, and all that shit, but,
Yes,
you know.
we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
Alright, we're down to 7 people now.
No, that's too cruel!
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant! We shouldn't sacrifice anyone!
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, whoa. Calm down, you 2.
Wake up, sheeple. Santa stepped between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote.
Vote on your phones now. Who should we kill?
What do you think?
No! That's terrible!
Dude, that
I'm
camera
not asking
pan.
you. Shut up.
Damn, I forgot how snappy she gets at June.
What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover ain't gonna say shit. Clover moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Jupe didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal said.
Hey, Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clother. Clother? Oh my god, I can't fucking talk today. Gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice 1 person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
The motion carries.
She said, "We in this bitch. Let's go." Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus' entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice, or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that! That won't solve anything!
June's voice shook, and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. That whole thing is,
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Oh, how noble, Mr.
Whoa,
Lion.
whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them...
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Sorry, my legs. Big hurty. Ooh. Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left.
If that, honestly.
We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then,
We're on a boat. We're on a boat, bitch.
perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Oh, shit. He really went there. Ace's voice was dignified without a hint of cruelty or malice. June had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Quickly, quickly, quickly. Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared would break the skin. Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. Simon tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands, which is very not what the sprite is doing. Clover only stared at Ace with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Good. Let's accept his kind offer then.
She really said, "Let's get out this bitch, yeet!" She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
I get tired so easily these days. Wait, why would he put himself on the floor and not on a bed? This man's just said, "I'm gonna take a nap right here on the floor. I'm out." They're just like, "I fucking weird ass bitch." I'm somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship were screaming. Would it really hold up until their time limit was up? Already, D-deck was flooded. In sudden silence, the only sound was a sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
Speaking, what is that? I hate it.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this. There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Jumpy? Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
Ouch. She spun around and ran towards Ace, who's, just vibing on the floor. I forgot he had that sprite. He slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed him and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this.
Sit.
We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened. My man's is out. Slipped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded like a boxer out in the cold.
Ace!
Ooh. Ooh, sorry.
What happened? Ace, say something.
She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open. Bitch, let me
I'm all right.
sleep. His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
It was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. Is that a fucking siren? I guess so. It had only been recently emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label on the side of the container. It read, Soparil Beta. Soparil Beta.
Soparil Beta.
Oh, Soparil,
What does
excuse
this
me.
do?
Excuse me. Soparil.
Did you use...
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
anesthetic?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms. I thought it might be useful later.
I thought it might be useful to just carry a fucking tranquilizer drug on me.
I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
That sounds fake, but okay.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am. Very tired.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and Jun's attack to bring him along. Attack. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do, unless they fucking carry his ass, but they're not gonna do that shit. Man's probably heavy as hail.
Ace!
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No! Don't, Ace! Don't fall asleep!
I mean, he doesn't really have a choice in this. He literally...
You feel warm.
Oh, I do not like that.
So comfortable.
I do not like this.
I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids dripped further and further, almost as if he were dying.
Ace!
I accidentally skipped her second ace, but that's okay. He did not respond. He isn't moving anymore. Okay, he actually is, but you know, he's breathing. He's fine.
Let's get him up on a bed.
Take a nap, little bitch. Take a nap, little bitch. Just kidding. He's probably not a little bitch. He's probably like one of the tallest players in the game. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now.
N-
We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean that.
Damn.
You say something?
Damn.
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
That's the
Got
logic.
it. You're 8. You're next 7. Which one do you want?
He wants 7 for
I'll
7.
take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
Ha.
What? What did you just say?
Beat his ass. Her face is distorted by rage. Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child, caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Who, me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
All right, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last, Junpei's mind was already made up. I'm pretty sure I already said I was going to pick 3. So, and they're going to be all upsetty, and they're going to be like, we have to think this all over again, you dumb fucking bitch. Yeah. So, we're going to get doors, doors, I say that. Basically, if you go through door 3, it automatically leads you to door 2. Because anytime you pick door 3, it will lead you to the same ending, fun fact. So, you really don't have to go through door 3 more than once, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's do
I want to go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Nope, not allowed, bitch.
Huh?
Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
The bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people. 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8. That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
That's right.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
Santa began to explain.
Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7. And 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7. And 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7. And 4, 5, and 8 get 8. Those are the only 3 options. That's it. At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here.
Wait.
That was when Junpei realized. Plan A divides into 2 teams. 3, 5, 8, 4, 6, 7. Plan B divides into 2 teams. 4, 5, 7, and 3, 6, 8. And then we have 3, 6, 7, and 5. I almost said 4, 8, 5, but I guess that still is the numbers that are there.
But that means
There's only one thing they had in common.
5 and 6 can never be on the same team.
Bum bum bum.
If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
I like how that was his whole train of thought with that. Like, you fucking sappy ass bitch. I love him. They'd been friends since they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else in the ship. I mean, yeah. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Was that something he was prepared to do?
Have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over. You've got 2 choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3. If you choose 3, you're gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die. So what are you gonna do? 7 or 8? Time to choose.
Junpei thought hard. Thinking over, his conclusion was... Have I only gone on door 3 on this route? The game really was like, yep. It's gonna make you look like a big fucking asshole, but we're gonna do it.
Sorry, Santa, but
What? That's nuts! You've gotta be crazy! Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
I'm just...
Junpei paused. He swallowed his words. He'd been about to
I'm just
say.
curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
That's true, because he has to have, I believe he has to take Santa and June with him, and that's honestly why I like this door, because you get some Junpei backstory, I believe. So, fun shit. Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at door number 3.
I'm curious about the red. 7, would you mind authenticating for me?
What? Why?
Please, just do it.
He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks. The number 7 has been entered into the red. Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
What are you trying to do here, Binch?
Yep. I think
Junpei thought about his answer for a moment.
I think I might have found another way out.
What?
Really?
That got them excited. Just as Junpei had intended.
Now please, June.
Okay, having my cursor on his arm like that made me think he'd look really slick with, like, sleeves. Honestly, he's kind of my aesthetic, to be honest with you. I didn't realize how much I kind of look like Santa until now. Whoop. I thought it was Junpei the whole time. Nope, I was fucking with myself. I was fucking Santa the whole time. I mean, I'd also fuck Santa, but that's not related.
Oh, okay.
Beep. It's 4. With those numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own hand on the scanner, and the third asterisk blinked on.
All right, the only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
Hold on a second, bro.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift.
That's not ominous or anything, bro.
Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice. So I'm waiting.
Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us!
Yeah, it makes you look like a big fucking asshole, but you know.
All that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit. Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Because he's an asshole. Just kidding.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June.
Oh man, I'm thinking to myself something here, but I can't say it because it's a spoiler. Damn.
That's it?
My man's is upset. His face red, and flicks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Oh, he's big mad. Junpei closed his eyes calmly, then opened them again. He just gave him like a fucking cat blink.
So, who's it going to be?
Who's it going to be?
Santa? Or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Let's go, Clover.
Lotus said, "Let's go, bitch!" Huh?
No!
She's gonna fucking carry that bitch and just yeet her through the door. Lotus leapt forward. I totally forgot this image existed. She looks so... Oh my god, I can't. She grabbed Koba's sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door.
Fuck!
Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
Oh, no!
Santa did not hesitate, bitch.
Ah!
Beep. That was a sound.
This is insane! This isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
Yeah, well, you may be right.
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort.
But
He turned to the red and pulled the lever. Pull the lever, Crunk. Am I gonna do that every time? Maybe. Let's go, bitch. Let's go, bitch. There was no time to think. Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth, one after the other, gaping mouth. No sooner did they enter, the all familiar noise sounded from their left wrist, even though they've only heard it like twice now. This will be the 3rd time. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No!
They stood still, stopped where they had... Oh my god. Stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red. The defeated desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed and they were gone.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes, his knuckles white.
Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but 7.
We gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
True. The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance of survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate the detonators, 4 of them would be...
We got less than a minute left. No time for screwing around. Get moving.
Damn it! You and I are not done yet, bastard!
They scattered. Scatter! And began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where? Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but every one of them was blocked off by walls of metal. There was only one way out. One other door.
Over there! It's gotta be behind the door!
7 ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hand grabbed a hold of the handle and pulled.
Damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing!
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the
No,
room.
wait!
Almost immediately, he spotted a blinking red light on the right wall.
I found it! The dead's right over here!
He stepped into the room.
Ugh! What? The floor's slippery!
He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was...
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
There's something...
Get over there!
Junpei felt Seven's handy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other three piled in behind him. They all felt immediately something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Quick! Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was a tiny red light blinking at them over and over.
There it is!
In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. I like the detail that there's blood on it, which obviously it's blood. You guys have to know it's blood. Come on. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping for air. His breath began to return to normal. He glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
I don't think anyone would want to be honest.
What the...
The sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate they'd been to race to the dead, no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was terrible, nauseating scents, like burnt and rotten meat. That is a wonderful description. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took. That's lovely.
Oh, you're right. Oh, this is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up from his throat, in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
Light that had spilled from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with its whole of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked towards it. Knew that lovely sloshing sound. He stopped when he got close, extended his fingers towards the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
Duh. There was a soft click as the lights came on. Just as they turned on, June took a short breath and... Oh, this song again. A scream echoes through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. You know, I like how when I was describing this door, I was like, yay, we're gonna get some backstory. Now it's just like, yay, more bodies. Lovely. Because we know what happened. That somebody fucking blew up. And we can guess who that somebody probably is. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him.
What?
Hey. Oh,
Was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood. Like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. These descriptors are great. These descriptors are fantastic. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and became stuck as they dried. Gooblets of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even if they tried to it. See, you would have missed all of this lovely dialogue if you were not in novel mode. You're welcome.
Looks like an explosion.
Seven's voice was low and strange.
Just like the Ninth Man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
It looked as if though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way. His left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna? Oh my god. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
Face is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half of its head had simply collapsed. The blood coating... Oh my god. Coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. What is with these food comparisons? Holy shit, I don't remember that. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that... Snake?
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
No!
Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream full of insanity and not entirely human.
No! No! No!
She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing. Ooh, ouch.
Stop! Calm down.
He grabbed for her wrist. But as he did, June leapt up and ran. I combined did and June toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door, her fist slammed against it with hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fist flailed against the door. Ha!
Get me out of here! Please! Please! Just let me out!
June.
And this is why we didn't let her see the Ninth Man, I guess. Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arms around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skidding across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst began, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed towards the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Her shoulders shook great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June.
I know this is such a bad time for it, but fuck, they're so cute.
It's going to be okay, Connie.
Aw. Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to hers. The scent of her hair was nostalgic. Are you saying you fucking sniffed your hair as a child? Fucking weird ass kid. Probably ate crayons too and shit.
Do you feel better?
Yes,
I like this song a lot, actually. This song's great.
but I'd like to stay here for a little while at least. Jumpy's body is so warm.
That's a weird way to phrase that, but okay. That's cute, though. Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They died in that room in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it. But mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Oh, shit. Well, there's what happens if you don't change out of novel mode, in case you were curious. Again, I mean, I know why it does that, but it's kind of weird seeing it like that, to be honest. But anyway, we're in the shower room. What I might do, since this is already 50 minutes, is stop it right here for a second and come back. Because I don't want to put it on pause and then lose the recording, because I gotta do something real quick. So, I will be back in the next one.